So the purpose of this lesson is for you to be able to tell how an author feels about a certain subject based on several different forms of information, as well as the information that or the writing that they do. Now the objectives are that you'll be able to synthesize information from 3 different articles as well as Frankenstein to come to a conclusion about how Mary Shelley would feel about it, and then write a 2-paragraph explanation of how she would feel or why she would feel either way. Now, have you ever gotten a test question where you're asked how an author feels about a certain subject and you're like, I have no idea how they feel about it. Maybe they're thinking about the fact that they left their curling iron on, or the fact that they have homework due today, or maybe they're really thinking about what they really want to eat for dinner. Well, there are lots of ways we can figure it out. The easiest way is to Google them and find out about their upbringing. For instance, were they raised in a super religious household? What kind of culture were they brought up in? Did they have great parents or were they raised by monkeys? This information can give us a lot of things to go off of. For instance, we probably can tell how a person would feel about same-gender marriage if we knew that they were raised in a same-gender household. Right? Now, the other way that we can tell how somebody feels about things are through their writing. For instance, if an author decides to create a character named Bob, who has recently committed adultery, and chooses to describe them with negative connotations or put them in situations that are uncomfortable all the time or give them a miserable ending or offing them in some unexplainable way, then we can probably tell that the author doesn't like Bob and doesn't like adultery. Now, on the flip side, if an author chooses to create Bob, who has recently committed adultery, and then describes them in ways that seem sympathetic, where the author or where the reader is easily able to identify with them, and then they get a nice happy ending, then we can tell that the author thinks maybe they're okay with adultery. Now, with that information, I want you to read the 3 articles that that I have attached here about stem cell research. One is about just what stem cell research is, the other one is about a pro article and then an anti article. And I want you to do a Venn diagram about how that type of science is similar to the type of science that Victor Frankenstein does, and different, of course. And when you're done with that, I want you to write a 3-paragraph explanation of how you think Mary Shelley would feel about stem cell research.